Have you ever seen a rental that just screams, I've had enough? That's your next deal. And I'll show you how to find it before anybody else does. So, today, I'm talking about one of my favorite and often most overlooked types of sellers, which is tired landlords. Here's what I'm going to cover. I'm going to cover why they're so motivated to sell, how you can actually find them, and of course, how to fund those deals. So, first, what in the world is a tired landlord? Well, it's simply somebody who sounds just like that. They are totally burned out. They're frustrated, and in many cases, they're ready to retire. There's three common types of landlords. One's the accidental landlord. They inherited the property with a tenant. They inherited the property. They thought it'd make a great rental. They couldn't sell their property for one reason or another, decided to turn into a rental. They just kind of, you know, by happenstance landed with a rental property. Now, the next one's long term holders. That is exactly what it sounds like. People have just been around for a long time, had lots of number of properties, and for a decade plus. And then there's frustrated investors. Now that could be long-term investors, that could be short-term investors, meaning they haven't owned it a long time. They're not necessarily desperate, they're just done. They want to be done. And they're motivated, right? So why are they motivated? And ultimately, what does that end up with for you? Well, there's deferred maintenance in many cases, right? They just haven't wanted to do this, or in some cases, haven't had a lot of cash to be able to do it. Vacancies are draining them. It's tiring to go over, show property, have a conversation, and then nothing happened. A lot of these people, they're not full-time landlords. And so when they're showing these things, it's taking time off work, it's doing it on their lunch break, or it's doing it after work. It can just be draining. They're facing tax fatigue or life changes. So tax fatigue could be they've owned the property for 10 or 15, 20 years. There's like no depreciation left in that thing. They don't get to write anything off anymore. Life changes, death, divorce, retirement, health issues. They've got equity in it, but they just don't have any energy left to manage the thing. So I'm going to give you 5 ways. 5 ways to find these people right in your market, in any suburb you're in the area. Number one is tax records. It really is as simple as that. Go in, pull the tax records, look for non-owner occupied properties, and then you can sort it by how long they've owned the property. Then you can obviously take it from there and you can stack it against how many duplicates are there. It'll tell you how many people, who owns how many number of properties. Driving for dollars, that's an easy one. Hunt down signs of neglect. Tall grass, right? Grass taller than your kid. Boarded up windows, if those exist, faded for rent signs, just things that just don't look like the rest of the neighborhood. That just look like it's been forgotten. Number three, landlord forums, Facebook groups, right? Anybody who complains, vents about tenants, vents about anything on the property management side, that's a lead in disguise. Fourth one, eviction court. If they have to go through an eviction, that takes time and it is draining. There's a good lead source right there of a number of people who have gone through that process. They come out the other side going, yeah, I don't want to do that again. And that means get rid of the property. Last one, number five, property managers. They always have clients that have some level of need, and naturally, it's best if you can provide them an incentive. Either they're going to get paid to broker it to you, or they're going to turn into your property manager. But beware, if that landlord, if that owner is in, they've had enough. If it's that property manager's fault, you want to be mindful of that. So how do you approach these folks? Well, you got to know how to do it the right way. Keep it super simple, right? They're motivated. They want to move something. They're tired, but they're not necessarily in distress, financial distress, that is. Keep it friendly. Make it human. People do business with people. Don't pitch. Simply offer relief. Hey, if you ever want to sell a property as is, without any repairs, no agents, I'd love to be the person you call. So let me sum it up. Tired landlords. They are a diamond in the rough. They're disguised as rental headaches. Find them, solve their problem, because at the end of the day, that's really what this is. You'll create steady flow of low competition leads, high profit deals. Remember, they're tired, you're not. You're motivated to get something done. And if you want to move fast in your next deal, I've dropped a link in the description so you can get instantly pre-approved on our website at littleguideloans.com. See you soon.